Hello, everybody. Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome back to the Believe in Our State podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Carter.
And I'm your host, Cody Van Seelum.
Oh, Cody. It was, that game was ugly, bro. I there's really nothing else to say. I mean, Iowa State lost that game 62-55. Um, so we're just gonna hop right into it. Um, there was an ugly loss to TCU. Um, I want to hear basically just your thoughts on the whole entire game.
I What could go wrong in that game went wrong. Whether it was no lack of ball movement, shots not dropping, or turnovers, it just everything went wrong in that game. Everything. Um, Iowa State they shot a 5 of 23 from three, including 3 of 11 from Mila Momcilovic, and that's been the worst. This is the worst 3 point percentage performance for Mila Momcilovic on the year, and by no surprise, this dropped Milan's shooting from 3 point shooting all the way down to 51.7%, so 52% if you round it, but still this was just an ugly game all across the board. Joshua Jefferson had 6 turnovers on the day, which was part of the 17 turnovers Iowa State has as a whole. You also had turnovers from Taman Lipsy, Killian Torrey, and Milo Momcilovic. And some of those turnovers were really, really painful to watch. It just looked like they just were gassed and they were exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. Like I listened to I was at CF After Dark, and obviously they were going in on Taman, and like as much as people say they don't like that, it's sort of like warranted because as a guy of his stature, like you gotta play better, especially when you're a 4 year guy and a senior. And like I am the biggest fan of him, and I love his warrior mentality. But you gotta be better at the free throw line, man. Like this is just like I said, the missed free throws, like I said, are becoming an issue. This is something that I talked about a month ago. I remember we talked about it on the show, and that one of these days is going to cost us a game. And sort of it did cost us a game. We missed the front end of a 1-on-1, and I will say that at least the last few games, the guard play has not been good at all, and that's one of the things that you need to have, if you want to make a deep run into the tournament.
Yeah, you mentioned the bad free throw shooting. There was a sequence where Iowa State missed 4 straight free throws. I think it was killing Torrey to start, missing two in a row, two his only 2 free throws today, and then Taman Lissy missed two like in a row as well. So that was the personific like that literally as if wasn't already going wrong for you, it got even worse. 25% from the free throw line as a whole. That's not going to win you any game. I don't care what team you are. You're not winning many games if you go 25% from the free throw
Yeah, you're not.
line.
It's absolutely unacceptable, dude. And like now the shots not falling thing. I get that, but like, I think one of the most upsetting things about yesterday is that the shots not falling thing. It doesn't help when you already can't make threes and the lid was on the basket. One of the things is that there were so many easy shots that were missed from our bigs, who I don't know why they couldn't make them, but they weren't going in. And I mean, that probably would have won you the game if you would have made 3 or 4 of those baskets.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, and here's the thing with like I think we talked about this on Monday. TCU is a hard team to read, but one
Yeah,
thing they do have going for them is they have a pretty good defense.
they
So
do.
that I don't know what it was, but that just caused issues for the bigs. And yeah, I mentioned Blake Kidd only played 17 minutes, got 6 points, 12. minutes for Dominican Spada with 5 points. But I don't know what it was. It just this is one of those like losses that like you don't even know where to start because like everything went wrong in this game. Uh, already mentioned the turnovers, the inability to make threes, the inability to really hit shots. It, where do you even go? Like where do you even like how do you even analyze this game? I feel like this is like one of those games where like you're going to definitely like expect the team to like go through film. That I bet you the film session that went on today at I'm not too far from the basketball facility. I mean, I'm not in it. Like, I don't go to it, and I'm not in there, obviously. But I bet you, not too far from where I'm at right now, TJ Altenberger and the rest of the coaching staff and all the players to each other, they are all giving each other the business as to how terrible that game was.
Well, I mean, you knew it was telling when there was no media availability after the game, so that means he must have really just laid into him, and it just got back to aim as quick as possible because that hasn't happened since 2012. So I mean, you think about that, and like and the thing is, they know what they need to do. Like obviously, you know, they're grown men and they know what they need to do. One of the other things that um, really stood out to me and was just really frustrating is at least in a lot of the sets, there was a lot of stagnant ball movement. So like you didn't see people trying to cut to the basket yesterday or trying to set picks. Um, and we saw that a lot during that 4 or 5 game stretch when they were being able to easily score points. And obviously, they forced 15 turnovers. And one of the ways that Iowa State makes their makes their mail offensively is getting points off turnovers, and they weren't able to do that yesterday. And I mean, that's something that's got to be addressed as and TJ said it yesterday in the game with and the post game with John Walters, post game interview with John Walters is being able to score off turnovers and being able to have ball movement. That's the way that this offense is can run efficiently.
Yeah. And I mean, part of like them not being able to score off turnovers was they turned it over right back. So
Right.
it's nice if you force 50 turnovers, but you as a team, you cannot be turned over. Like you can't give up 17 turnovers. Like even like that's just what it is. Like that's just what happened was anytime Iowa State was able to force a turnover, they just gave the ball right back to TCU. And you mentioned the stagnant ball movement. That plays a part as to why you had all the turnovers. That's why Jefferson was like he was forcing a lot of things, and obviously, a lot of criticism of Josh Jefferson. But it's not like it's not just him. Um, it's a whole team. Like this was a whole team loss.
Yes, it was.
Nobody like no one played well. Like no one played well enough in this game to will the team to win. Jefferson obviously had those turnovers, but that also falls on the guards and Lipsy and Torrey who couldn't hit the broadside of a barn from three. Milan
Yep.
wasn't shooting it well. Nate Heisey couldn't hit a three. And just yeah, nobody was cutting, which forced Jefferson probably to go inside a little too much. And that's where more times than not, that's where you're going to see a lot of those turnovers is him trying to make something like happen, and he's trying to be like the ISO and force the ball in. That's where you see all those turnovers, and that's just a symptom of the underlying issue of the inability to move the basketball around and spread the basketball. Excuse me.
Well, obviously we're gonna put that behind us, but I guess for you, we're gonna talk about this for a few minutes. Where do the Cyclones go from here? Do you think that this is something that they can just, burn that this is like a burn the tape game, and they can just learn from this? Because obviously, we also have to look at this from a perspective of this is the second time that this has happened in 25 games. Like obviously, we know that like the KU loss, like we knew that that was bound to happen because KU basically we now found out that KU is really good. So we're going to talk about Cincinnati in this game in general. Do you think that this could be an underlying issue, or now do you think they finally learn the error of their ways because now we're going into the hellish part of our schedule where we're going to be playing. It's going to be back to back to back to back to back to where you got to be on your game every single night.
I think. Well, I mean, yeah, I think this is definitely one of those where like you can't like mope on it, and obviously
Right.
you can't let this like get to you. Like obviously you talk about the film session and all of that, but this is one you just gotta just put behind you. Like I don't. I think for me, it's like it was terrible, absolutely. But what do you do now? You're not gonna sit on your ass and just let this like soak in and marinate. You immediately go to work. You immediately hit practice, and you work on these things. You don't just sit around. Like you don't let this marinate because if this sticks in your head today, tomorrow, or Friday, it's going to affect what you do on Saturday, on Monday, and the rest of the season. So that's just where I'm at. It's like, yeah, what I like us is like an out like as a fan, we're not in the field. Yeah, we can worry about like we have the privilege to worry about this. They don't. And if I'm in
Right.
their shoes, I'm not going to like I'm gonna like take notes of what I need to do and obviously gonna work like and try to get the energy back. But yeah, I don't think it would be a mistake for Iowa State to think maybe it's possibly a trend because once they start doing that, that that's going to creep in the back of your mind, and if that happens, it's just going to confirm it, and then your confidence is going to go down, your shots are going to fall, you're not going to play as well as you should be. So you put this behind you, and I mean this was a this is about everything went wrong in this game, and I mean the Cincinnati game like that. I will say this: Iowa State has had two of the ugliest losses out of anybody in the Big 12 with losing at Cincinnati and at TCU. But I mean, like, and I know everybody's going to give the comparison. Oh, we really want to be the Houston's, the Arizonas, but Houston doesn't lose this game. Arizona doesn't lose this game, and it's
Right.
clear that there is there is that tier. And I saw somebody talk about like the difference between Houston and Iowa State. Houston's they've got the athletes. They're more athletic than Iowa State is,
Yes, they
and
are.
that's part of like why. And I mean, that's just you're trying to do what you can, but you can't match Houston's athleticism. Like you and Houston play about same defense, but Houston's got athletes that can handle it. Probably just got in whatever they got the athleticism, and Iowa State doesn't, and that's what separates them. But yeah, Iowa State, you're coming back like it's just it's one thing for like me to like react to this, but like too, but like oh man, I kind of lost, but like, man, this thing, like, how do I even react? Because like, on one end, I'm thinking like this is what I'm thinking about. On the other end, it's just reading like how much is like. This is where I think I need to just go on a tangent. It was ridiculous seeing all the like how like it's one thing for us to overreact. That's gonna happen, but dear God, I like I am sick of like having to like listen to the same people talk about. Oh, we're not winning another game. We're not gonna do anything in March. We're gonna be a first round exit around 32. Like, shut up. And I think Jake Brent like said it best. If you aren't gonna like, TJ's been doing this for 5 years. We've seen stretches like this in his tenure. If you don't believe that he's gonna be able to fix this, don't even show up to Kansas on Saturday. Don't even show up to Houston on Monday. Don't even show up the rest of the season. Like, just don't. If you really don't believe in TJ Osborne and what he can do with this team, then just don't show up.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get that sentiment. Like I wasn't in. I'm not gonna cap. I wasn't in a good headspace yesterday.
Yeah, same.
I crashed out after the game and
Right.
said I was like, man, we're gonna lose by 20 to Kansas. Obviously, your emotions get the best of you in the moment. So
You
for
know,
that, I take ownership of that.
yeah.
But like,
You know what's
yeah, like you
funny? Like
said,
when you say that, I saw Kansas fans being like they were like dancing on like the fact that we overlooked uh like TCU to focus on Kansas. But I still like, but this is funny. So like I saw like somebody say like, oh dear, like even Kansas fans are worried that like they're gonna get an angry Iowa State team and an angry Iowa State fan base. Somebody said like Iowa State's gonna put a 150 on us, thanks TCU, and I'm like,
hmm it's
yeah,
it,
yeah,
it's a yeah. That's what I'm like. We probably are. And like one other thing I saw, one other sentiment I saw is like sentiment I saw that everybody was saying it's going to be the most Iowa State thing ever if we come back and like win these two games and then lose the TCU game.
damn it, Larry.
And I think that's just like the frustrating thing about this team and just the life of being an Iowa State fan because honestly, it was the same. It's the same. It's the same thing in football, dude. It's just like how the hell did we lose that game? But now we come back and win the. I'm like, come on, where was this? Last night. So it's just, Cody. It is the life of being an Iowa State fan.
I mean, the quote Bill Fennelly, it's the Iowa State way. Like it is.
Yes, it is the Iowa State way. As
Yeah,
much as we try to fight it, we're
it's
sort of
going to happen.
it's
Like,
gonna happen.
and I think at this point, it's something for me. It's like I have to laugh this off because there's no other way you can explain that.
Yeah.
Only Iowa State would go and beat like they would beat two top 10 teams at home in the span of 48 hours, but I've also had a loss to a middle of the pack team and a bottom half for the conference team as well on the road.
Now I will say that they did get help because Illinois lost at home to Wisconsin, so I was like, okay, that's good.
I mean,
So
yeah, and then Arizona like losing at Kansas. That I mean, the shots in the dark there, but if Iowa State can find a way to take care of Kansas and Houston home, I know a lot of people are thinking that we're going to split, but I believe with the way Iowa State put like absolute garbage at TCU, like they're going to be pissed off and they're going to like go into Hilton Coliseum with this 2 game homestand and put on a show
oh
for the
yeah.
because that's the thing that I need to talk about. Like this is going to be another thing. It's like this isn't the time. This is like obviously this is a bad loss, but this is not the time to just all of a sudden give up on the team. Because if you do that, look what's going to happen. Like the crowd's not going to show up. You're not getting the same energy. And what happens? Kansas goes in and beats you. Houston goes in and beats you. And then that trickles down even further. The fan base is going to be like, "Why are we doing this all the time?" I'm like, "This is like we are all a part of this. Whether you're a player or a fan, like it's another thing. It's a double edged sword type of deal where it's like, yeah, you can't stand losing, but at the same time, if you like stop showing up or whatever, then you're not going to give the team the boost that they need. And what do? They don't feel as confident or whatever. Like, and granted, he's doing D1 athletes, they should be able to handle like that and not worry about the outside noise. But it still does play a factor because
Definitely.
it gives the team like like it gives them another purpose as to why they're in this jersey and why they're playing for this fan base.
Like
And
I'm gonna look. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all themselves. Like y'all really gotta show up for the people, especially the people that live out of state. If you live in there, you gotta show up, man. The season is not over. This is one of the things I don't like about the fan base. Like it's like, bro, we Hilton has to be loud regardless of what the game is going to be.
right.
Like we can't. And then the people that try to be uppity when people try to cheer, y'all need to stop. If you're trying to have we're not trying to have like a country club atmosphere, bro. This is a college basketball game. Like, it needs to be loud every single time. You see all these other people with families and stuff cheering loud. We need to be cheering loud. Hilton needs to be up there with the elite Barnes in college basketball. It needs
Yeah.
to be up there again. So we need to do our part as fans as well.
Yeah. And I mean, you look at this like as a like taking a look at the holistic like perspective. Iowa State's 21-3 in the year. They are still in the top. Like they're a half game ahead of Texas Tech for a top 4 seed. They're still in the running for at least a top 4 seed in Kansas City.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have a chance to still play on Thursday. That's the thing. The goal, at least at this point, is to play on Thursday. Like you don't want to be in the Wednesday game or anything like that. And obviously, like we've said, and as like just a fact, every time that Iowa State has played in the Big 12 tournament, they've been like the 3 or 4 seed and they've won at that spot.
Yeah.
So
hmm Real quick, back to TCU. This is something that has been noted too. I think I saw this in the last 2 games Iowa State has played. They gave up a 9-0 run to Baylor in the last 3 minutes, and then at TCU they gave up an 8-0 run, which was a part of like giving up 12 straight points. That is something I definitely think is gonna need to be like immediately fixed. Like
yeah,
that's gotta be priority number one is fixing those end of game like lack of focus. That's gonna be the number one thing I bet TJ's taught like they're going through right now.
I think it was lack of focus, and it goes back to Cody of this team being able to move the ball effectively, elite ball movement like they have been in the last 4 games. Getting back to that, and like obviously being able to knock down shots, because you look at the shot, you look at the shot selection yesterday. Um, and one thing I noticed is that a lot of teams are tailing off of Torre because they're just daring him to shoot it because they don't believe that he can make it. So like you see that, and then like I mean, and just and what and Taman didn't have it. Obviously, you've seen him make those outside shots, but when Taman is on, we know that he can do it. It's just that he has to be able to knock down those shots, and he was able to drive to the basket. I do think that uh that Bateman does need more minutes, so I feel like he probably should have had more minutes than Torre yesterday. But that's something that's going to be a development, and that's something that we're probably going to see later down the line in these games as the
Yeah,
pressure builds.
yeah. You mentioned the minutes. Some people have been wondering where is Dom Nelson. Do you think there was a spot where Dom Nelson should have come in?
No, because he's limited as a player because he's good. He's good if you're trying to drive to the basket, but what the fact when he's already like it goes into the issue of not being able to make free throws. Like he can drive to the basket, but when you can only make 65% of your free throws, that's gonna be a net negative. So I don't really know if right now that's what you're trying to do. Maybe let's say you go into the Big 12 tournament and you have time for him, or maybe you're playing an opponent in the tournament. He probably definitely should be ready, stay ready, and be ready. But I just think that Taman is going through a funk right now. And I think hopefully he'll be able to get out of it, and hopefully by the Big 12 tournament or by the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think yeah, just putting this game like I'm putting like we're putting this game to bed. This was just like a crapshoot. Anything that could go wrong went wrong in this game, and this is one that this better have this is one where you need to show your resolve. You need to show your mental resolve coming out of this because obviously now you can't mess around anymore. And I'm pretty sure this team knows it. They know they can't mess around anymore. Like they've got two high caliber opponents coming into their building. So let's just see what they do. What do they do coming out of this?
That's going to be the key. What do they do, gathers? How will they respond? Are they going to feel sorry for themselves, or is a fire going to be lit under their ass? That's really going to be the question, Cody. We're going to see on Saturday, and we're going to see Monday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cody. That was really good conversation. Man, 23 minutes on that. We had a lot to say, but right now we're going to take a look into KU. We're going to take a look into Evan Maya. Um, the analytics for Kansas have probably been pretty good lately. I think was it seven? Have they won 7 in a row now?
Uh, yeah. So Kansas, after starting 1-2 in conference, they have won eight. No, I think it's eight straight. They've won eight straight.
Wow.
So they includes their most recent win against number one Arizona, where it was the first time in the Bills, I think in the Bill or like in the history of Allen Fieldhouse, I believe, that Kansas has hosted a number one team in their building. So Kansas, we know obviously a lot of stories like going to this game. Arizona was one of the last two undefeated teams in the country. Bill Self, he's 38-0 at Kansas. He never loses on Big Monday, and he never loses against AP ranked teams at Allen Fieldhouse. So there were a lot of stories coming into this game, and I mean, I think a lot of so many fans were talking about this game should deliver as like one of the games in the year, and it did not disappoint. This game did not disappoint in terms of being game of the year because I mean I think I found myself rewatching this game like at least 3 to 4 times after.
I'm telling you, dude. I like they're in a groove right now, dude.
Yeah,
Like they're in a groove right now, even without Darren Peterson.
yeah.
Melvin Counter Jr. is a dog. That's why they.
Th-
That's why
that's
they.
that's literally his nickname. They call him the
Yeah,
dog. Like, his nickname is Dog. And I mean that guy, like we talked about, like kind of like the enforcer role and whatnot. That is Melton Council to a T. He's the kind of guy that's gonna get you up off your ass if you're not like playing well. He's gonna push you. He's gonna push you to play better, and that's what this team needed. And that's a part of like why, but also the development of Floyd Badunga. He
yes. Oh my gosh.
he has flourished this year at Kansas. We saw like we talk about this like quite a bit, but we saw him freshman year. He looked timid. He didn't look like he belonged on the court, but this year he's like one of the best bigs in the conference, maybe an argument for in the country. He played 33 minutes in this game against Arizona, 23 points, 7 and 9 from the free throw line, and also had 10 rebounds. But also he had 3 blocks in this game, so he's getting it done on both ends of the floor. And you also mentioned Melvin Council Jr. He Melvin Council Jr. played the entire game. He had 23 points and went 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Also contributed 6 rebounds and 6 assists. And then in place of Darren Peterson, Jabari McDowell, he played pretty good. Like he played some solid minutes. 10
He
points,
sure did.
6 rebounds. But also got 4 steals. So he was causing like he was keeping up. He was doing his job, and Kansas was just able to put together like a really good game. And I mean, forgot to even mention Bryson Tiller. He had 18 points and 8 rebounds. So
I'm telling you, dude. Like Bryson, I said it. In the sorry guys. Um,
yeah, I think even with like yeah, just the Kansas. This is vintage Kansas. This is vintage Bill Self led Kansas. Like the defense, the hustle, and all of that went into it. Um, hold on, let me. I just thought of this too. So like Kansas was just they got like about like a lot of like what they wanted to do. Let me just show you one photo that summarizes this game. That right there. That is the
yeah,
second one. That is Floyd Badunga over Matthias Krivas, who is 7'2", and he basically like, and describing it to the people who like aren't watching the stream. This was like I think it was a lob dunk or put or no, I think this might have been a putback or something. But
it was a putback. Yeah.
yeah, it's a putback, and I mean, we're gonna get a little not like Floyd Badunga is about cleared him like Vince Carter did in the Olympics that one year. Um,
Yeah, the 2000 Olympics, man.
yeah,
Oh man.
that that right there was just everything you could ask for. And I mean, I was watching like Bill Self, he was pumped after the game, and I think I saw they even like so Kansas like, and I love how this is like how they like they're prideful being a blue blood. They didn't storm the court, and they gave North Carolina fans some crap for rushing it against Duke, and
Yeah.
because Kansas fans were like, yeah, real blue bloods do not rush the court after beating the number one team. But in exchange, you had the players coming out of the locker room, and they spent like 20 minutes talking with with the fans that were like there right out in Fieldhouse. I mean, that was huge. That was like the best. Like that's probably was like one of the, if not the best games of the year.
Yeah, man. I mean, can't like this remind the this team reminds me so much of the like 2010s Kansas teams.
Yeah,
Like at least like it reminds me of specifically the that 2012 2013 um team with Ben McLemore and all them, because when everybody in Kansas's lineup is athletic, because that's the thing. They had Hunter Dickinson the last 2 years, and like he really wasn't that athletic. But when you have Flory Badunga and everybody in your like lineup and like in your rotation is athletic, they're gonna be hard to guard, man. So this I think like just matchup wise, I think whoever is going to be playing the five, their ass needs to be ready to play because Floyd Badunga is going to give them hell. Obviously, we saw what happened when he went against Buchanan. He ate his lunch, bro.
Hmm. Yeah, and I'm hoping that Blake Buchanan has him and Dominicus Plata. I hope those two like have like are like they're working their like they're basically like on the verge of like throwing up their own lunch. You know, those two want nothing more than to be able to get theirs back on Florida Dunga. Like that's gonna be something, especially Buchanan, because I think at that point Buchanan wasn't even playing his best ball. But I think the second time around, Buchanan understands what went wrong in that game, and he he knows exactly what he needs to do. I'm pretty sure this Iowa State basketball team, they're smart enough. They're smart enough to know what went wrong in that game, and they are not going to allow things to happen the way they did the last time around. So that's going to be number one. Number two, I the guards. I think the guards. We'll have to keep up with the whole Darren Peterson thing because Darren Peterson didn't play in this game, and like I think we like in tongue in cheek as Iowa State fans, we make the joke that oh yeah, Darren Peterson's going to play all 40 minutes and he's going to drop like 50 points on us.
I don't know if he's gonna play. For me, I'm just gonna say be ready for Melvin Counter Jr.
Yeah,
So if Torrey or Taman are gonna be on Melvin Counter Jr., you have
yeah,
to watch for him every single time. That
and
dude is
then
explosive.
Jameer Bateman and Nate Heise need to be ready for that as well.
Mm-hmm. Especially if uh you just said his name, the guy off the bench for Kansas.
Uh, Jamar McDowell.
Yes, because he's definitely gonna get some minutes in this game too.
And so will
Because
El Marco. Like so will El Marco too.
yeah,
That's what I bet is going to happen. Yeah, just looking overall, like in the last matchup, yeah, Melvin Council he had 15 points. But that was like somebody else that we have to mention, Trey White. He really killed us the last time around. Trey White could potentially be a guy like that. He's gonna give us issues because he gave us issues when we went to Allen Fieldhouse.
Trey White's gonna be. I think Trey White's gonna be the X factor in this game, dude.
Hmm.
Um, he gave us the business last time, so that's gonna be a guy that you watch for. Um, so yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're Iowa State, just can't like yeah, the whole Darren Peterson thing. That's gonna be something that everybody's gonna continue to follow. But just yeah, I mean, this is just this is one like Iowa State needs to absolutely be ready for. There's nothing like you cannot like if you're gonna be able to do anything in March, you got to protect home court. Yeah, you cannot allow Kansas to walk into your building and embarrass you, or stomp all over your mat, stomp all over your face, take a dump in your toilet, not flush, and then take a piss in your sink. You cannot let
So
Kansas do that.
I think those are solid points there, Cody. One of the things that I want to see Iowa State have is desperation. Like you saw in the two losses, or three losses, all those teams were desperate for some reason. They were desperate for a win. Iowa State needs to be desperate if they want to get to where they need to be. If they want to put themselves in the best position to make it to an Elite Eight or a Final Four, and we believe that this team is Final Four caliber because we've seen them in December go in and Mackey and beat Purdue by 23, and we believe that this team is Final Four caliber, they need to play desperate. They like you can't be sitting back there lax saying, "Oh, we're 21-3." Yeah, we're 21-3, but you had golden opportunities to where you could have been 24-0. So
Or
like
or you could have been 23-1.
or 23-1 at least. But like, man, like Iowa State needs to develops and be desperate. Like you have the home schedule right here. Next weekend you go out to Utah for the Utah trip. So you got to make the best out of this situation these two nights to where you have the home crowd on your side.
Mhm. And I'm pretty sure, like, I know like, there's a lot of things. Like, I don't know what it is, but when Iowa State has like a chip in their shoulder, I think they perform better.
They do. They
And I
do.
think this is going to be a case because not only are you as a team, like, you're gonna like just gonna be on each other, but the fans are gonna be on you. Like they're not gonna have like they don't have the same belief as they did like a week ago. They
Yep.
aren't. They're gonna be concerned. They like are not as faith like they're not gonna have that same faith as they did a week ago because of this loss. Like they're gonna ask questions. They're gonna like be doing all this hippity hoopla about like are the Cyclones really who they we think they were supposed to be?
Yep.
Uh, And I think this team, like if there's any team, and I think I said this last year, but it didn't happen. If there's any team that's gonna have that desperate, it's gonna be this one because that Jefferson obviously he's probably pissed. Taman Lipsy, like he's got only 4 games left at Hilton, so you know he wants love nothing more than to protect his home floor and not lose a game at Hilton this year. And then
Yes, sir.
he's gonna set a precedent for the freshmen. You do not like Taman Lipsy is probably somewhere like I know how to feel like what it feels like to lose at home. I know what it feels like to get embarrassed. He's like he's gonna show the freshmen what they need to do so that way they don't have that feeling because it's not a great feeling. It's never great to get your ass handed to you on your home floor.
Well, what, like the first 3 years, he's beaten Kansas every single year at home, right?
Yes.
So yeah, he has to continue that tradition of beating Kansas. Like you have to continue that tradition of beating Kansas at home. Every time, this is always the the most craziest game of the year at Houghton. Everybody loses their mind when Kansas comes to town.
Yeah.
So we gotta have that mentality as fans. And with that, we're gonna go into our 3 keys for victory. I'm actually gonna do mine first, and then we're gonna end it with you, Cody, and then we're
Yep.
gonna do our predictions.
Yep.
But I just think for me, like number one for me is we Iowa State has to play with desperation. Play with desperation. Like everything is still in front of you. Hey, the conference title. I mean, in a grand scheme of things, you'd like to win one, but hey, at this point, you still have a national championship that you can play for. So for me, play desperate. Play with effort. Um, Ball movement, all of that. Um, so play desperate. Number two, um, have great ball movement. You've seen, we saw in this game and then the Cincinnati game that there were times that the offense got stagnant. Had like really just go back to the basics to what got you to this point and have good ball movement and make the offense more efficient. And third, the crowd fans, you guys, we need to show up and show out for this team, man. Like this team is still special. They're 21-3. Um, and it's something that we probably would dreamed of at the beginning of the odds tenure, and we're there in year 5. So we still got everything in front of us, guys. So I need the crowd to be there, especially since I'm not going to be there. I'd be cheering my butt off, but man, show up and show out for this team.
Mhm.
All right, Cody, what are your 3?
Yeah, I think they're kind of in like they're in the same ballpark as you. Yeah, number one, the team needs to come out like they're pissed. Like someone just took their lunch and they got to go get it. Like it's like as if like you got to find some way to get up for this game. And that's what I need to see out of them. Number one is come out with a passion. They got to come out with fury. They got to be pissed off because they knew what happened. Number one, the last time they played Kansas. Number two, what just happened to them. Use like what happened to you as a reason to like number one play better, and number two put on like to really like show that you still to the fan base that you still are the team that they were hoping for when Iowa State was like undefeated and were like top 5 like that you still are a contender. Number two, the ball movement. Yeah, that's got to be like, and I'm gonna just extend on it a little bit. That's just got to be where like even if like obviously the shots were falling, but you still got to take your chance. Like you still got to shoot. Like even if like you weren't didn't do the last game, like okay, but what are you gonna do? Like what's gonna happen if I don't like shoot it? Like I'd rather you shoot it and then not because like that shows that you aren't gonna regret that shot. Like that you
Right.
didn't regret having the decision to take that. And I think that's just being back on home court. That's gonna really help. So then, and number three, yeah, just really the crowd, the game day experience. This is like something that I think I ranted about like on Monday. The game day experience, like the crowd's just got to be up for it, and I know it's gonna happen for this one. They got to be up like from literally as soon as you get into the building, as soon as the ball's tipped, or even when Kansas walked, like when they're doing warm ups, I need to just hear like everybody give them the business. Like it just needs to be a madhouse in Hilton Coliseum for 2 hours plus.
Yes, if this is going to be your afternoon event, old folks, kids, parents, all y'all, Pookie and them, I need all y'all to show up. Recruits, all y'all. I need all y'all. Do it for your boy Tyler, man. Do it for me, who I wish we could be there, but I live 4.5 hours away. If I am gonna be sitting on my butt at home watching this damn game, show up and lose your damn mind.
Yeah, what's crazy is this is on Valentine's Day, so this needs to essentially be the Valentine's Day massacre of Kansas.
Facts,
I
bro.
need this like that's how I better. That's how I expect. Like this is how I need this game to be. No, like this is the perfect weekend to rally the entire fan base around and to show that yeah, we still are here. Like might have gotten knocked down a little bit, but we can get our ass right back up, and we still have everything ahead.
Hold on. Hold on. I got something. This is how it needs to be, Cody. This is how it needs to be.
Uh, oh, okay. Uh,
Uh yeah, it needs to be like that.
I don't think we even heard it. What was it?
Many men like 50 Cent. It needs to
Oh,
be
yes.
we need somebody needs to be playing 50 Cent, many men, bro.
Like, that's what I've been missing. Like the music choice. Oh my god, Jake Bremer. Like,
This is why you need to play hip hop at basketball games, bro. That if you're trying to crash out, this is why you need to, this is why you need to have elite music choice, especially if you got your butt kicked by a team that you shouldn't have, bro.
yeah. Wait, you listen to like what TCU was playing? Like, my buddy was talking about this. Like, he said like whoever the DJ is at TCU, bring him up to Ames because we need that.
What was
Like,
you playing?
I don't know, but it was like I think we were playing like ASAP Ferg or something. I was like, dude,
Put in work, bro.
yes,
Come on, man. Put in work.
yes.
Put him in the dirt, bro.
No,
Come on,
give me
man.
that. No, no, give me that. Give me like Meek Mill because they played they played Meek Mill when Kansas hosted us. And what happened?
Dreams and nightmares. Come on, bro.
No,
There are so many songs that I can think of, bro.
it's all at the top of the list. You know what?
Stick talk. You got all them,
Yeah, fucking put some Young Boy on. You know what? We
bro.
can put.
You could play what's that song called? Uh, outside today. Trying to hide from the camera.
Yeah, yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
going
yeah.
outside. Bro, I'm telling you,
Give some like Lil Uzi too. It's like there's so many like. Oh, let's see. Or you know, what would be a wild one. You play Mad City.
yeah. The energy in there would be insane.
Yeah, me and my buddies, we would go nuts for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Man, now,
That part
where you
right there.
from? Dun, 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 dun. I was like, snap.
Yeah, like
We gotta lean into that. We need to stop being a lame fan base, bro.
yeah, I don't know. Like when, like I can't believe like Iowa State. Oh, like no, like and this is one thing like I tweeted about, and like apparently I hate the band. I don't hate the band. I don't hate them. I love them. I love what they do. It's the timing of a
It's the timing.
and
Everybody
also
else agreed with you.
yeah, and also literally they played what was it? Smoke on the Water, which is infamous in Iowa State lore because it's Paul Rhodes' theme. I'm like, what are we
It
doing?
doesn't matter. We sucked during that time
Why did we play like? Why did we play that right after like?
because he's old school. That's what. Nah, bro. Nah, we need to get away from that, dog.
Yeah, I don't know. It's what? Yeah, this
I know
game.
that may be unpopular, but like to people that are watching, but we need to get into the new era, dog.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, this is like 40 some minutes of us like going absolutely like yeah, like I think we're off the rails, but like this is like now like we're in the big stretch. We're in the most important stretch. It's truly nut up or shut up for Iowa State.
And
Like,
you are speaking nothing but facts,
we
brother.
care. Okay, but also real quickly, like, and then like, and this is why I think like now I have to mention like I just saw this tweet here. Somebody it says TCU might be the most impossible team to figure out right now. Yeah, like we meant like I don't think we mentioned this. Yeah, they beat Iowa State, they beat Florida, they beat Wisconsin, but they also lost to Notre Dame, got blown out by Colorado, and lost to New Orleans on opening day.
I know.
I guess that's just a paradox, but that it is what it is. Move on that. You play Kansas, you get Houston. Like if this 3 day stretch doesn't get you up, I don't know what will. That's all I'm gonna say.
To,
Like
to, to
that's what it is.
quote to quote SpongeBob, the inner machinations of TCU's mind is an enigma.
Spilled milk.
All right, that was such spirited discussion. All right, we gotta give the prediction. Cody, what do you think happens?
I honestly, this is the same thing that happened the last time. Both fan bases don't feel great about their team. Iowa State doesn't feel great. Like Iowa State fans, we don't feel great about what just happened. Like we think we're gonna lose by like four. Darren Peterson's gonna put up 40 points. We're gonna lose by 30. Our building, but Kansas, they might be feeling a little bit the same way because they're like, oh crap. I think TCU just pissed them off, and we gotta go in their building. Oh, they're like, oh crap. They may actually just crush us by 30. So both fan bases, once again, feel like they're going to get crushed by 30, which is kind of funny. And I think Iowa State, they get theirs back. They get theirs back, and they beat Kansas. I'm going to go 92 to, let's go 92 to 78.
Ooh, high scoring. All right.
Well, yeah,
Um,
I think Iowa State, they find their shooting. I think what
I can
happened
see
at
that.
TCU is that should be a one off. You're not gonna have it. You're not. You're. This team is too talented to have shooting days like that.
Do we know what color jerseys they're wearing?
They usually don't show them until like the game day graphic. But I'm going to assume we're wearing the home whites that we've always worn.
Okay, I was yeah about to because I know we're wearing gold on Monday
Yeah,
against
yeah. Houston.
Houston, so that's like I was just the golds. Um, yeah, I actually think that this game is going to be a little bit lower scoring. I think this is going to be played in the 70s. I
Mm,
think we're going to win like 79-74.
mm.
I think Milan hits some clutch free throws to extend the lead, and then
Yeah,
they try to hit a three, and
yeah,
then it won't matter.
yeah. There's if there's a day for Milan to get his shooting percentage from three back up to like 52, 53, it's this one.
I think this is a game where he can go for like 30.
Oh,
I'm not gonna cap.
the
Like I
Milan
think
goes
he
for
goes for like
yeah,
30.
Milan goes for 40. You get 20 from Joshua Jefferson. Then you get 18 from Taman Lipsy.
Oh, if that happens, yeah, we were definitely winning
Yeah,
by
I
a
think
lot.
yeah, I think this one is like I like. There's going to be so many things that Iowa State wants to do. They want to feel nothing more than to give the crowd something to feel great for.
No, you're
And
absolutely right.
yeah, and this is like going to be the start of a beautiful like this is going to be like on ABC. So you're going to get like a wide national audience for this game.
You're gonna be the first one up. We're gonna take a look at that real quick.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I mean, real quick, for some top 25 action. I think you mentioned it real quickly. Yeah, Wisconsin beating Illinois that could potentially help. So that kind of gives us like something. But yeah, you have number 14 Florida heading to Athens to take on Georgia. Number 20 Clemson hosts Virginia Tech. Number 6 UConn travels to Hinkle Fieldhouse to take on Butler. Number 16 Texas Tech hosts Colorado. And number 2 Michigan heads to Northwestern. Friday, got number 10 Michigan State heading to Wisconsin, heading to Madison, heading to the Kohl Center. Number 18, the Billikens of St. Louis, heading to Chicago to take on Loyola Chicago. And then the only remaining undefeated team left in college basketball, Miami of Ohio, they host the Bobcats of Ohio. But Saturday,
so I'm not gonna lie. I'm putting Wisconsin. I'm putting Michigan State on upset alert. I
oh
think
yeah,
Wisconsin gets the win there because they're riding off the high of beating
oh yeah,
Illinois.
and they're gonna get a lively audience too for that.
Oh yeah, the Kohl Center is gonna be hopping.
Yep. Yeah, Saturday.
Ooh,
Number.
Clemson Duke.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be the 4:20 matchup. Nice. On CBS, number 2 Michigan hosts UCLA. Number 7 Nebraska coming off the loss to Purdue. They host Northwestern. Number 17 St. John's. They got to go to Providence to take on the Friars. Texas A&M heads to Nashville to take on number 19 Vanderbilt. Number 11 North Carolina off of their loss to the Miami Hurricanes. They host Pitt. And then right after, and then this is the second of the doubleheader on ABC. Number 14 Florida hosts number 25 Kentucky.
This is the first place on the line on the SEC. First place on the line in SEC in this one. Florida, can they continue their ways after a huge win last week over A&M?
Yep. And then number 3 Houston, they get a warm up as they host the
Get that belt out! Pow! 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 Pow!
Jerome. Your seat's on hot. It's starting to warm up a little more. That's going to be on Peacock. And then at 3, you have number 22 BYU coming off 99-94 win over Baylor in Waco. They host Colorado. Number 24 Louisville will take on Baylor in Fort Worth at the Dickies Arena. It's just one of those like random mid of the season, like mid of like February non-con, which is weird, but it's whatever. And then number 13 Purdue heads to Carver Hawkeye to take on the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh, this is going to be a really, really good game. Isn't that? I believe that game has been sold out.
I believe so. I believe this is one of them. So, yeah. And then this is where College Game Day is headed. They're headed to Tucson, Arizona, as the 21-3 Arizona Wildcats look to rebound from suffering their first loss of the year as they host number 16 Texas Tech. UConn will host Georgetown. Number 15 Virginia takes on Ohio State in Nashville. Auburn takes on number 21 Arkansas, and then Gonzaga takes on Santa Clara for first place in the West Coast Conference.
Give me Santa Clara.
Yeah, give me Santa Clara. And then let's take a look at Sunday. Yeah, and then then Illinois will host Indiana on CBS on Sunday.
Oh baby, what a weekend of basketball that will be. Make sure to tune in if you have FanDuel. Make sure you go on FanDuel to put in those bets. As always, they are a presenting sponsor of the Believe in Iowa State podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Right there. And obviously we did look across the Big 12 and national segment. So thank you guys. Thank you, FanDuel, for being a presenting sponsor of Believe in Iowa State podcast. To end the show, make sure if you want to follow me, follow us on Twitter. We have 6 forms of social media of Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch. The Twitch is at Believe in ISU 2025. You want to find us on Twitter? I can be found at Side Tie Guy. For Cody, he can be found at Tierney's Burner. If you want to talk ball with us, we probably will be talking ball probably at some point tonight. So just come and talk ball with us. Yeah, and that is it for Tyler Carter.
And for Cody Mansell,
this is the Believe in Iowa State podcast. Roll clones, baby.
Go Cyclones.
Woo.